All right, bada boom. We're live, everybody.
It's showtime.
It's showtime, baby. What better way to bring in showtime than to bring in Ku Kahil in the building? What's
What's the
going on,
deal?
Ku? How you doing, bro?
What's the deal? What's the deal? Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, dude. Appreciate you coming on, bro. It was only a matter of time. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
we're trying to have as many people on in the Pistons community as possible. How could we not have the host of Locked On Pistons and what you're doing over there, man? I mean, you got to be on here.
I
So
appreciate it.
yeah, absolutely, man. So, I mean, if somehow people might not be super familiar with your journey, do you want to kind of talk about how you got your gig started and how you got to where you're at today?
Um, God, that's a long story. I'll try to keep it short. Um, I graduated high school in 2016. Coming out of high school, I created my own YouTube channel, Ku's Ballroom. I made my own blog. I called it Ballroom Banter. I did all that stuff on my own, and then around 2000, at the end of 2016, early 2017, I started writing over at Palace of Pistons. And then eventually, I'm sure a lot of you guys know him, Sham took over at Piston Power as the editor, and he asked me to come on over there. So then I ended up going over there in like 2017, late 2017. Ended up working my way up there within the year to be the editor there. Then took that to get myself a credentialed media pass for the 1920 season, and it was cut short due to the pandemic, of course. Able to swing that over with WJR, was able to swing that over to writing at Detroit Bad Boys, and continue to grow my YouTube channel until Matt Schock, I hope I said his last name right, but he eventually retired from Locked On Pistons, and they needed someone to replace him, and they got a lot of suggestions for me to do it. They saw my YouTube channel, and eventually, things ended up how it was. So it was like a 4-year journey coming out of high school, but a lot of hard work, a lot of your own promotion and stuff
Yeah.
without like writing at other places, just going out and doing it yourself and working hard. It was a long process, but
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just like that kind of Detroit mentality, building it up from the roots and trying to make it your own thing, man. But guys, we're all here for a special reason. And the reason why is because there's some really up bull happening in the NBA, bro.
Yeah.
We got to talk about it,
Got it
man.
on deck.
Because
Yes.
holy man, god dang, it's pissing me off. Because all right, let's just start here. Cade Cunningham having one of the best months of an NBA rookie we've seen since Michael Jordan. Doesn't even win Rookie of the Month in the Eastern Conference, loses it to Scotty Barnes. Now, Scotty Barnes had a good month, but it really seems like what it came down to was how many wins the Toronto Raptors had this month. And guys, I can't help but feel like there might be a little bit of a double standard with NBA awards. Isn't that shocking? Coot, since you're the special guest, bro, this is some straight bull, right? I mean, there's nothing else, right?
before I even answer, I just want to know, so does pissed not count under one of the words that you should be bleeping out?
Oh, we could say piss. No, hey, we could say shit, fuck, ass. We could say whatever the hell we want. I'm just using this for comedic effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
It's so extra.
yeah, it definitely sucks
Breathe.
that he didn't get it, and I think he 100% should have got it. I'm not even like just remove it from the Rookie of the Year race and completely like. Obviously, we're all Pistons fans. We want Cade to win Rookie of the Year, but if obviously, I feel like if I'm being just objective, obviously, it's not like Cade's blowing anyone else out of the water for Rookie of the Year. It's a very close race, and there's plenty of people who, Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes deserve it too. So I'm sure there's arguments along all those ways. But screw Rookie of the Year. There's no way in the month of March playing into April, because they do include April's games in this last month Rookie Award. There's no way there was a better rookie than Cade Cunningham. There's zero way possible. If you want to tell me he's not Rookie of the Year and provide arguments, fair enough. We can have those arguments. But that month of March going into April, there is zero way that he is not the best rookie in the NBA, let alone the Eastern Conference. There's no way. You want to talk about wins. He had key wins over great teams like the he beat the I'm starting to forget, but all the games that we won. But we had key wins over good teams, really great performances against other superstars. And the fact that the Pistons have had around a 500-ish record since the All-Star break, that has a lot to do in March as well. So it's I don't really get it. I don't. He had the numbers, and when he didn't have the wins and the competition, it was always it's empty stats. Then when that comes along, it's Scotty Barnes is doing it for a playoff team. I don't know. I feel like it's just an agenda kind of against them. And also, I had someone tweet at me, and actually kind of makes sense that it probably was their way of trying to vindicate this late Rookie of the Year push that Scotty's getting out of nowhere. Because for a minute there, I heard just Evan Mobley versus Cade for a while. And now, I feel over the last week or so, all of a sudden, people are saying Scotty Barnes. I don't know where the hell that came from. But I feel this is part of the, maybe for them to, vindicate themselves that, hey, that he actually deserves it. This is why. Look at this. We gave him Rookie of the Month award. But, yeah, I think it's BS, basically.
So what I'm hearing realistically is that there really is no argument. I mean, look, I get it. People want to talk about the fine years that Scotty Barnes and Evan Mobley are having. Y'all respect the years that they're having, but to me, there is no argument. There's not an argument. What Cade has done, especially since the second half of the season, people want to talk about winning. Look at the teammates he's had. Look at the injuries they've had. You talking about carrying this Pistons squad to an almost 500 record with the stats that he's put up. I'm sorry, man. You can't make this about who got drafted into the best situation. This is about who's the best rookie. You know what I'm saying? I get you trying to be diplomatic. You're trying to be fair, and I get that. But as you continued on in your argument, you answered the question yourself on who's not just the best rookie of this month, but who's the best rookie of this year, man.
And just to add on that real quick, Kool-Aid, and you forgot to mention too, the argument still stands with all the defensive attention he's getting too. He doesn't have these all-stars next to him that can kind of divert any of that. He's getting all the focus and he's producing. So it's the argument, it really, I would also agree with Ku in a way that there is arguments a little bit in terms of other guys, but overall as a player, man, in what the body of work with the defensive attention, he's in the echelon of LeBron James, Steph, this is ridiculous for a rookie to get this much attention. He's still putting up the stats he's putting up. There is no argument for this month.
That's what I just want to say. There's no argument for the year, because if you're telling me that you could switch him with either one of these top rookies and that's all it takes for him to win it, I mean, is that what the argument is realistic? If we actually dig down into it, I'm not saying these other guys didn't perform what they performed and did what they did, but let's be honest. If you put Evan Mobley here right now or Scotty Barnes here right now, or is the argument still the exact same against them? And then is Cade Cunningham all automatically vaulted into this? Man, he's just, look at them. They're winning, and he's getting better stats than I believe. If he was in any of those positions, I believe he'd be getting better stats than Scotty Barnes or Evan Mobley in those situations right now. And that's why I keep saying there's no argument, man. It's no
That's
argument.
a given. I mean, come on, man. If you put Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley over here in Detroit, I argue that we lose more games, to be honest, because some of those games that we won was solely because Cade was on the court. You know what I'm saying? So it's just you put Cade with these championship caliber type teams, where they have the championship experience, where you have some guys that could be in a conversation for an all-star appearance with the Raptors. Yeah. And then you look at what the Cavs have. It's just come on, man. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. And then when you look at the Rookie of the Month situation, I mean, come on, bro. You can't use the Raptors winning games as a reason. Bro, Jalen Green is on the Houston Rockets, and he won for the West. So what is your argument, really? You know what I'm saying? Because Houston's worse than Detroit, right, as far as the record goes. It's not like they've been winning games. They've been losing. So it's just bro, it's hate. It's hate. It's no other way around it. It's strictly hate.
Yeah. And also to add to that, Jalen Green isn't doing yes, he's scoring, and that's what we saw out of Jalen Green. We expected that. But the impact, complete, both sides of the ball, not only that, the facilitating that Cade does, if you're going to give it to Jalen Green strictly off scoring, Cade's putting up similar averages per game through the month, and he's doing another a bunch of other things for his ball club. So just to add to the argument, it doesn't make any sense. Zero.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Just because simply put, statistically, if you put everything together, there's just not much of an argument to have. Another guest we have on here, by the way, Anthony, aka Pistons Talk. How you doing, man? What are your thoughts as we sit here and we see Cade Cunningham getting deprived of yet another award and yet another thing that he deserves and probably won't get, just like the Rookie of the Year conversation in general?
I'm not really surprised, honestly. I mean, I was just scrolling through an old tweet from a guy that covers the Sixers, and he said, I thought Cade was a bust. I think it's Keith Pompey. He's like, I thought Cade was a bust. And then I watched him, and I'm thinking, like, man, he's probably got a vote if you think about that, because not a lot of people like watch the Pistons. Like, we watch the Pistons, but people outside of Detroit, they probably don't watch the Pistons. So that's probably why you're seeing all that love for Evan Mobley, because, like, they're an 8 seed, and Toronto's they're in the playoffs too. So I mean, like, I'm not really surprised by it. I mean, we all watch it, we all see it. I mean, we argue with people on Twitter all the time. They think Detroit versus everybody's this little slogan that we have on a T-shirt. It's a real thing.
Yeah, 100%. First of all, Ashton, the trainer, welcome in the chat. He just says it's frustrating. Ashton, I did text you a link, brother. Absolutely no pressure. If you cannot be here, be more than understand. We will translate your guys' anger for you, man, because we can only imagine. I mean, Cade Cunningham tweeted out himself earlier, Detroit versus everybody. And even when we were when we had Ashton on about a month ago, he admitted one of the things that he thought was that Detroit versus everybody, he thought that it was just like we thought we were better than everyone, and that, like, that's what that meant. But no, there is truly a stigma, and there is truly something in the national media, and something about not recognizing Detroit, because it's real now. You can see it, because any other rookie in any other city having these exact numbers would win Rookie of the Year. I mean, no one's had the type of numbers that Cade Cunningham's had and not won Rookie of the Year. And if they have, it's been considered a freaking slanderous vote. So now we're going to sit in this situation where we know who the best rookie is. We see it with our eyes. It's not hard. Like, a lot of the players, even throughout the league, the guys like Kevin Durant, DeMar DeRozan, who are they talking about? They're talking about Cade Cunningham, man. Some guys are talking about Scotty Barnes. Some guys are talking about Evan Mobley. But a lot of the praise we hear is through Cade Cunningham. And I don't know. And truly, I just feel, because there's truly nothing else he could have done this rookie year, like, maybe other than just not be injured or not struggle to shoot a couple games.
Yeah, that was the question I was actually about to pose, just so people don't say we're drinking the proverbial Kool-Aid. Is this, what is it that we're not seeing? And this is just hypothetical, because I feel like we have gone through this, we've seen the numbers, and we've actually seen Cade play. But, you know, what is it that we're not seeing that does make it an argument from other writers, from other people who are, judging the situation?
Well, I think I'm going to try to be I'm going to try to be objective as possible here.
Yeah.
I think the obvious thing that people are holding against Cade is his start to the year. And he did struggle for, like, the first, I think it's like 10 games of the season, coming off his ankle injury. Right. So they're going to use that against him. And one of the things I really have tried to do from now on is I try not to disrespect the other team's players, because I really want to make an emphasis that this rookie class is really going to be special. Like, there's a ton of players in this rookie class that are special. So trying to, like, root for our guy Cade is not trying to shit on, like, Evan Mobley, who's probably like an all NBA defender already, Scotty Barnes, he's like, these guys are really good. So I'm not trying to shit on them.
Yeah, however, these guys are the real deal.
Yeah, but, like, Cade's going to have his beginning of the year held against him because he was coming off that ankle injury. He's missed games at the beginning of the year, and then he came back and he struggled a little bit. And then really it just comes down to the fact that people don't really watch Detroit. I mean, I think that's the best you can come up with there, is that people just don't watch the Pistons. Like, one of my favorite arguments about this is, like, the defensive argument. Now, for Evan Mobley, I get the defensive argument for Mobley, because Mobley legit is probably like an all-NBA defender. Like, I can get the defensive argument for him. For Scotty Barnes, he may, like, I'm sure Raptors fans would argue that he's probably a better one-on-one defender than Cade is. But I talked about this on the podcast, like, I don't know, it was like 2 weeks ago. Cade, like, off ball and, like, IQ and, like, instincts, it's off the charts. Like, there was one play he had like a week and a half ago. I forget what it was or what team it was, but basically, like, normal, usually, like, on a pick and roll, a guy on the opposite corner will, like, tag down to, like, try to take that away, and then they'll have, like, that skip pass to the corner or whatever. Cade like read that like instantly and got like a quick steal on like a roll. Like obviously the guy probably could have made like he knew the personnel that was out there, and it's just like those are one of those plays he got a steal, and he like his instincts off ball. Like a lot of these things are like in the report or anything. This is like just off of instinct. So it's not like Cade's not a good defender either. Cade is already a good defender for rookie, and most rookies are trash at defense. Like most rookies are just not good at defense. And Cade, I don't get why like the whole argument. Well, these guys are two-way guys, where Cade's a two-way guy too, and to add on top of that, he's being asked to handle much more of a load offensively than any of these other guys. So not only is he being asked to handle more of an offensive load, he still is a two-way guy. So I feel like that like should work more in Cade's argument than it should work against him. I don't really get that argument because he's doing just as much defensively while carrying a much larger load offensively. I don't get that argument, but it is what it is.
I appreciate you being objectionable, man. I really do appreciate you educating, helping us all see what others may be seeing, and helping us see what we need to be seeing about our guy. Obviously, there are always things to improve on for Cade. The biggest things, I know we've talked about it before, just cleaning up the turnovers, and I believe that gets better with strength, and that gets better with teammates, better teammates as well. Improvement in the overall team. And hopefully this league can realize he's actually getting fouled and get him to the foul line a little bit more, man. If I could just, he's a man child, man.
Yeah. If I could just say like one more thing about it too, and honestly, there's one other thing that kind of shocked me as well is that I really thought like the big games against like the top guys down the stretch, if Cade played well in those games, I thought that would swing it because I thought more eyes would be on those games, and he 100% did that. Like against KD and the Nets,
he exceeded expectations.
Yeah, against like these big time teams, he came out, showed up, and showed out. I thought that would like help him out more because you figured there'd be more eyes on these kind of games that, have bigger names or whatever. And that really didn't help him either, it seems like. So I think the him not winning Rookie of the Month all but confirms that like there's just like a preconceived notion about Cade or something.
Do you think it's just the perception that the national media had? Oh well, this team, it doesn't even matter because they're already so far out of the playoff race, whereas Scotty Barnes and Evan Mobley, they're in the playoff race. So would that be the argument? Because like
let's just let's cut straight to it. Media hates the Detroit Pistons, bro. This is no secret. You know what I'm saying? Oh, everything that we do, they hate the Detroit Pistons. It's so obvious. You know what I'm saying? So I knew once we did get Cade, I just knew he wasn't going to get the respect that he deserves. You obviously see it with the officiating in the league. If Cade was a Laker, he'd get fouls all day long. You know what I'm saying? If he was a Laker, he would definitely get much more respect. So, he plays for the Pistons. A lot of these guys in the media, they don't like our team. A lot of them, lost significant games against the Pistons as far as the players go. They already, finding reasons to crap on us anyway. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to put our highlights on TV. They never did that. So, like I said, this is just, we know this already.
Yeah, and we talked about it, man. That's why, everyone that's on this panel, as well as the other people within Pistons Twitter and other content creators, that's why we exist, because we all grew up, like I said before, saying, yo, where's the Pistons where's any Detroit team realistically on ESPN, except for when y'all are making fun of us or trying to tell us why the Lakers did what they did to not win a championship in 2004. It's like, we're used to this. But I'm glad, because look what it spawned. When I look at this panel, when I look at the people that's on here, I've been on Twitter for 10, 11 years, and seeing where it's gone from us having no representation to them now having to, because we kicked the door in. At least I know we're going to do what we got to do to make sure that Cade Cunningham, our Pistons, all of our teams get the respect that they deserve amongst our community. Because you're right, Ken. You're right. That his stats, his accomplishments, his highlights, all of those things, man, they weren't really getting no play like that. Candace Parker started to put people on notice. They told us we were just being homers. That's what they told us. We were just being homers. But King, you said it in the summer on the Speakeasy pod. Anthony was there too. We all said it. It was like as soon as Detroit got the #1 draft pick, as soon as the draft lottery was over, his stock instantly went down. As soon as the fans at Comerica Park was yelling his name because we knew what it was going to be, all of a sudden his stock went down. People started talking about other players were going to be better. That's when a lot of the Jalen Green noise came up, and we never dissed on him. To Ku's respect, to what he was saying earlier, we respect these players because we know what they can be. We know what they are. But, it was something weird as soon as that number one pick got dropped. And I thought at the time, we're just kind of doing our Detroit versus everybody thing. But, dude, look how it was worked out.
Yeah. And another thing I want to add too is like if we hold so much value in team records in winning, why doesn't the argument for Cade beating these rookies hold any weight? Like that's kind of my question as well. Like when these guys match up, who comes out on top? Most of the time, statistically, it says it's Cade with the worst team. So I don't know. And it is. I mean, it speaks to King's point and obviously what Kool-Aid just added. Like it's the same thing. Like Detroit versus everybody. It really is, man. It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense.
Yeah, it really is. Apparently, we got
Adam.
Woodward Sports. Jeff,
That's Adam.
Damn it, Adam. Jeff looking like a snack.
I can't. This guy, I can't leave him alone, dude. I'm just joking. I love
this man over here, like, damn.
Dude, this man does nonchalantly. Who is that? Yo, pause. Who is that?
You know who it is. We know exactly who.
There's only 3 people that have login to that.
and there's only one that would call you a snack. Very willingly, but anyway, enough about that. Enough about that. But I mean, and it's not personal, and again, it's not us trying to be, it's not us trying to just come at it from our fan perspective. It's trying to say, listen, man, like Cade Cunningham in the month of March, he averaged 22.9 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, beat numerous teams at or above 500, and Scotty Barnes. 17 points, 4 assists, like 7.6 rebounds. Like in what world is that month better? Like I understand like the team like accomplished a lot. I understand Scotty Barnes is like grown as a rookie. He's done a lot of great things, but like there is no world where a guy does something for the first time since Michael Jordan as a rookie and is not the rookie of the month. Like that just shouldn't happen. And I don't care. Like especially when the MVP award is no longer based on seeding and playoffs either, because Devin Booker wasn't even in the conversation all year long, and the Phoenix Suns were as dominant as they were, right? Nikola Jokic, that team is in the 6th seed, barely missed the play-in, and he's almost the unanimous favorite for the MVP. But when we're talking about rookie of the year, that's the one where winning weighs in. When we never talk about a player's record in their rookie year, because that's never the year where it matters. Like, what am I missing here, man?
And it doesn't help either that the best rookies are in the East. Like it doesn't help either. But
you know what it reminds me of though? When Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons, when they tried to use winning as an argument, and Mitchell didn't get it, and Ben Simmons got it. Yeah, I mean that's the only time I could think where winning actually matters.
Yeah, well, exactly. And like, if they were like super close, where it was like they were clearly like neck and neck, maybe at that point you bring winning into the equation. But like, Cade's been an all-world rookie pretty much since December. He had one bad month, and then ever since he's been the top of his class.
I just feel like you can't use that argument, man, because like it's I would say it's harder for Cade. It's like I said, he's not walking in being cradled by other guys. He's walking in getting freaking quadruple team. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
The opposing opponent is saying, hey, don't let Cade get anything. You know what I'm saying? It's not Cade and then this all-star or that all-star or, Jared Allen or all these guys, you know what I'm saying, on these other 2 rosters, man. It's literally Cade. So I would say that's harder.
Yeah, it has to be 100%.
Yeah. And what I want to pose now is, we know what Cade is. And obviously, no matter what the rookie of the month, rookie of the year race is going to be, we know where that's probably going to trend towards. But that doesn't matter towards who Cade is. We believe he's the best rookie. We've kind of seen him prove that. Where does he go from here? What do we see in year 2 from Cade Cunningham?
I mean, he's all he said so far is he wants to get back in the lab. And I can tell you both from the comments here tonight. I can tell you from seeing Ashton on Twitter, but I can also just tell you from texting with him and him debating how badly he wanted to get on here, but how he didn't want to say anything that would get him in too much trouble. I would say they're going to be pretty damn motivated, man. And I think coming coming this summer, I think those guys are going to be putting in the work. Downtown Deuce, by the way, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Deuce. Yeah, I guess before we get to second year Cade. Yeah, I was gonna say, man, before we get into second year Cade, man, let's get Deuce's take on this Cade Cunningham snub, man. If you thought he was snubbed, first and foremost, I don't want to speak for you, and just get your thoughts on it.
I think we all know what the consensus is here. And I think the bandwagoners just getting ready. Travis, everybody. We all know what it is, man. I wasn't expecting Cade to win this award as much as he deserved to win it. But I it's kind of a silver lining to this because now the motivation factor is at an all-time high. Cade is a guy who always has a chip on his shoulder, as does his brother Cannon, as does his cousin Ashton. That's kind of how they were raised, and this is nothing new to them. So I'm really looking forward to year 2, and I have a strong feeling that Cade is going to come out of the gate like a rocket next season. He's gonna be in the lab. He's gonna be putting on more weight. That's one of the things Cannon also told me he wants to make Cade a little bit more athletic. So I'm really looking to see the transformation process from year 1 to year 2 with Cade, and I'm looking forward to it.
You talking about more athletic than getting tossed for dunking on people?
A little bit, you know.
There's another level.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. Let's just say it doesn't sound like their plans are to keep resting this offseason. It sounds like it's going to be right into getting into the lab, right into getting that. But guys, we have in a month's time, 33 days away from the NBA draft lottery. And the thing that's crazy is that a lot of these rookies like Scotty Barnes, like Evan Mobley, a lot of the teams that they're on, they don't get to go at another top caliber draft prospect alongside them. Really, the only other one that probably does is Jalen Green. Well, I mean, obviously Franz Wagner, Orlando. But guys, we have a lot of reason to be excited about what Cade can do next year, because now that's another tool that's going to be right alongside him, man. Another great asset, another great prospect, and just the names that we can have to our disposal. I think it's only going to be exciting times. Just out of curiosity, if you were Troy Weaver, if you had the number 1 overall pick, the Detroit Pistons select
Jabari Smith.
I can't. I'm not going to give an answer because
Retweet.
I haven't done enough scouting. I just started.
I respect that.
For the first time. Like, this is my first year ever. Like, actually, because I hate college basketball. I hate college basketball. I hate watching it. I hate everything about it. I can't mess with it.
Yeah.
But I'm a host of a Locked On of a Pistons podcast, so I can't just not talk about the draft. So this is the first year I actually have to dive in and actually have to scout and stuff. So for the past week, I've been scouting Paolo Banchero, and obviously I haven't gotten into anyone else yet, but I'll simply say that I'm really intrigued by Banchero, and I really like him so far. So I haven't looked at any of the other guys, so I'm not going to pick anybody, but I will say I like what I've seen from Banchero.
I do want to get back to that to second year expectations though for Cade. I definitely want to get your take on that, Ku, and everybody else.
So my expectations for Cade in year 2 would be, I would want to see him start to shoot a little bit better from beyond the arc and expand his pull-up game from the mid-range to the three-point arc, because that would really take his game to the next level. In the beginning of the year, you saw him rely a lot on his outside shot, and he was probably relying on it way too much than he should have. And I said he probably should try and mix this up and try to get to the rim more. It completely flipped in December, I think, December and January, to where everything was at the rim, everything was in the restricted area, and then he started to struggle from beyond the arc more. So I think we see he's pretty comfortable going to the rim. He's pretty comfortable in the restricted lane, finishing with either hand, pull up off the dribble in the mid range. His weakness right now, or I won't really call it a weakness, but something he really needs to develop is his pull up game off the three, because you saw guys start to sag off of him a little bit when he came off screens and basically daring him to shoot a three. He played pretty well despite that anyways, which is another reason why he's pretty damn good. But if he can improve that, I think that will really take his game to the next level. And outside that, I think he needs to get stronger. I feel like that I would say his handle, but I feel like his strength ties into his handle. I feel like he loses his handle on the way to the rim because he gets knocked off balance pretty easily right now because he's not at like what his peak body will be in the NBA. So once he gets stronger, I feel like his handle will get stronger. You won't see him losing the ball as much as he does going to the rim sometimes. It'll probably help him in the foul department too. He'll probably draw more free throws once he gets stronger. So outside shooting and strength and conditioning, I think those are his two biggest things. And I saw Ashton in here say that they're going to be training about like trying to score on 3 defenders.
Yeah,
he's not in here no more. But we're going to pray that he doesn't have to do that.
But get him some help.
Yeah,
I mean, but that's how competitive they are, though, man. Like they're gonna do their damnedest that they have to. You know what I mean?
Or bring ball guys, doesn't matter.
Like a good team next year, where he doesn't have to like do something. Hopefully they have like shooters around, so he doesn't have to try and do stuff like that no more. But
yeah, absolutely, man. But the nice thing though is like it almost feels like we kind of have to nitpick as far as things that he's got to get better on. I mean, I think turnovers is one that like any young guard, that's like it's death, taxes, and every young guard needs to stop turning the ball over. Damn it, you know what I mean? Like, so I just to me. Like that one's just one and the same there, but I think to your point, just getting that shot down more consistently and just not having to be the only one to get in there. And I think just from the team as a whole, I just think this is like such a pivotal summer because with Cade, with the rest of the supporting cast, it is go time now because we do have that franchise guy, and we have the luxury that last year it was like. We needed to get the number 1 pick. We needed to get a guy like Cade Cunningham in the building because otherwise the rest of the rebuild might not be going so hot. Whereas now we have that guy that we feel that we can build around. We have that franchise piece that we feel like can be the best player on a championship team.
Can I just speak real quick about his turnovers?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm gonna bring up a concern. I don't want to dive too far into it because I don't want to come off as like a hater on. I'm pretty sure Kool-Aid is a big Dwayne Casey guy. If I remember correctly. But,
hey, Ku, you remember? I'm a little bit of a Dwayne Casey guy myself.
Oh yeah. Fair enough. So this is what I'll say about his turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can ever really realistically, as long as Dwayne Casey's the coach, expect his turnovers to go down. I think we saw more and more as the season progressed. That they're leaning into more, and I don't want this to happen, but they're leaning more into a heliocentric offense around him. They want him to do everything. They asked him to do everything for him. They asked him to have the ball in his hands constantly. And that's why I kind of said the other day that I said on Twitter, like, no matter how good Killian gets, like, let's say he becomes really good next year, he still shouldn't start next to Cade because it's clear that and even Dwayne Casey said that after the Dallas game that their vision is to surround Cade with 4 shooters and let him operate.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to have a guy, so like for example, ever since he came back from injury on the 11th of February, he had a usage rate of 35 or 30%. That's pretty damn high, especially for a rookie. But just overall, that's a lot to ask of a guy to do. So if you're going to have a guy with that type of usage and ask him to do that much, turnovers are going to come with it. Like 50% of your turnovers are going to come from him because he's going to have the ball in his hands nonstop.
Do you think they're just looking at what they have in Dallas with Luka Doncic, and do you think they're just seeing Cade's game? Do you think that's just the kind of offense they're going for? Is that type of Luka heliocentric high usage?
I think seeing Luka definitely is like a blueprint for him because Luka is like this comparison that you see a lot of people give for Cade. So I think they definitely are looking over at Dallas. But I think that I just want to make sure I'm very clear about where I stand with. I think that would be a massive mistake to do.
Yeah. I actually agree with that. And as it relates to the turnovers, I talked about this as well with Rod, and I said the exact same thing you said, man. A lot of his turnovers, they don't look like he's making a bad basketball decision. When you look at it, you can tell he's trying to make the right plays. But it seems to stem from strength. I said the same thing, man. Like he's dribbling in, looks like he's just getting knocked off his dribble sometimes. And I think that's what's leading to the refs trying to figure out when do we call the foul? Is it just because, getting the weight room type stuff, or is it really a foul? Now, I believe going into next season, just talking about second year expectations, I believe that those calls are going to become more discernible because he is going to get stronger. He is going to get faster. He is going to work because that's just the type of player he is.
Right.
And that's what's going to make him great. But I see him coming in next year and cracking that 20 points per game. That 20 points per game average. If he gets a few more foul calls in there, a few more foul shots per game. But with his playmaking, the only positive that I can see in the Pistons kind of running this offense where everything is through Cade is if they just trust him to make the best decisions, even if that's, hey, two guard, you bring the ball up the court a couple times. And we did see that a couple times. He would, pass the ball off and then go play some other aspect of the offense. But that's a lot of wear and tear, man. That's a lot on him, young, early. I don't even know if we want that from just a health standpoint, even if he's capable of doing it.
Yeah.
I say let's pace him. We saw honestly what it did for LeBron's career when they started to say load management. A lot of people laughed at it. And y'all know me and LeBron James, you know what I'm saying? I know he don't see me, but me and him, we don't see eye to eye. And so I laughed at it for a long time, but you see what it's done for his career. We had a great player in Isaiah Thomas, and that man went all out, but we see the wear and tear and the stress that it put on his body. So I really hope they don't go and throw everything on Cade. I hope that they allow this man to continue to develop, especially as he's putting on weight, strength, and other skill sets. So and get him help.
There you go.
Yeah. That's the key. Well, now we're gonna have the salary cap to go out and get some help, man, and that's when the names like Jalen Brunson around Cade Cunningham, that's where it gets interesting. I know it's a very divisive name. I want to throw it out to the room. What are our thoughts on a Jalen Brunson free agency sweepstake, and who would we ideally like to add this free agency? Deuce, I'm gonna let you start. Deuce, you haven't really been in here much. You haven't really been able to talk much. So my guy, I'm gonna throw it at you first.
Jalen Brunson. It depends on the asking price. It depends on how much he's trying to get. If he's trying to get upwards of $20 million, then I think we can spend that money elsewhere. I think there are other options out there as a secondary ball handler or somebody who can take pressure off of Cade. And I don't know if he's the guy. I mean, this has to be somebody. I mean, you look at what happens every time Cade tries to initiate offense. There's been screenshots. I think Nick Siddle posted a screenshot. 3 screenshots. Every time he tries to initiate offense to get into the paint, there's 4 or 5 bodies right around him. So I don't think that Jalen Brunson is going to be this hero that's just going to fix it. I think we need to get somebody who's going to help with that. But I don't think with the money that he's going to be trying to command, that he is the guy that we would need to add to kind of remedy that problem. That's just me personally.
No, I agree with you. And it's not even about like the fit, because he fits, like he plays with a ball-centric guy in Luka Doncic. Like obviously the fit would be there. He can play off ball and have a lot of success like he has this season. But it's the price for me, number one. What are you paying Jalen Brunson? That's number one for me. And number two, like, I don't know. I see Jalen Brunson in his career in like a different role. Is he a starting point guard or a 2 guard? Like to pay him $20+ million, like to have that as your backcourt, it just doesn't make me, give me joy inside. If we walk away from free agency and you're like, Jalen Brunson's the splash, like it doesn't hit the same. Like it really does not.
Right. Well, and even then, he really hasn't. He's really only been this good this year. Like beforehand, we really haven't seen Jalen Brunson up to this level. So it's really betting that he's going to be this guy going forward, and that he could still be this way even when he's not with Luka Doncic. Obviously, I'm not saying that like the best comparison for Cade is Luka. I just think stylistically, if you look at like what they're trying to do, and if that is the direction they're going, that's just what it feels like. But I could definitely see what would make sense as far as the fit goes there. I know another one. I know DeAndre Ayton, everything with Phoenix is super weird because Robert Sarver's the worst owner in basketball, and it's not particularly close and everything.
Bus family's close, at least now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Lakers are certainly, the Lakers are saying, hold my beer on that one. You're not wrong. But man, like I imagine if DeAndre Ayton somehow fell in the Pistons' lap. Like what in the world? Like what in the hell? Like, first of all, what kind of money would it take to bring in a guy like DeAndre? And it's going to be max dollars, right?
Yeah, Suns will definitely match it. I would assume. And I like Mitchell Robinson.
You would assume.
That's kind of my cheaper outlet. I've always been a Mitchell Robinson guy. That's someone that I would love for him to be Piston. Like the fit's there. He brings length. He brings the shot blocking, and you get him at a cheaper price. Like it's an easy answer for me, but I don't know what you guys.
The thing with Mitchell Robinson, I would like to see some progression from him offensively. I think the last 3 years he hasn't exceeded 8 points per game.
Yeah.
So if you were to
maybe
get
not you're starting big.
I mean he's great defensively, but you don't also want a liability offensively at the same time, especially with Cade with a lob threat. So I think he's gonna be somebody. If he can improve that, I'm with you, Jeff. I definitely would like to have him as an option if he's there.
I'd probably get killed for it, but I bring Andre Drummond back personally. No, I'm dead serious.
I agree.
I know.
I'm dead serious. Like he's the perfect role man for Cade. I know defensively, when he wants to be, he's a really good center. I mean, I feel like he'd be a perfect kind of like what Dwayne Casey wants to do right now. Like with all those DHOs, like I cringe every time Isaiah Stewart does a triple handoff. I was just like, what the hell are you doing? Like honestly, like I was just like, why are you making him try to be like Mason Plumlee? He's not that guy. Like, I don't know. I feel like Drummond would be a really good fit, or Mo Bamba, or even Mitch Robb. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed. I mean, Drummond I feel like playing with a dog like Cade might be able to, I don't know. I'm just getting too hopeful for Drummond at this point. I do agree though. It's a good fit. I mean, the guy can give you everything else, but
I mean,
I don't know. It just gives me PTSD a little bit. It really does.
About Andre Drummond, I dropped off there for a minute.
You missed something interesting.
Yeah, Anthony wants to bring back Andre Drummond. I mean, like listen, if it's at the right price, I could consider it. But I just think culturally, we're trying to move away from what that era was. And that would be my one argument. And like you could bring him back and it could be like, like it's not like he was a negative thing for the Pistons. It's just it wasn't a good era of Pistons basketball. Let's just call it the way it is.
The only reason why I said that is because when you look at the centers in the free agent market, I mean, it's like unrestricted free agents. I mean, like outside of Drummond, what are you going to bring in? Like Serge Ibaka?
Oh yeah, no, it's not a glamorous market.
Like Serge Ibaka, JaVale McGee, like
and I've liked what Andre Drummond has shown in recent years, in recent months or time, I guess, that he can come in and play a role. He can do the things that we were, a lot of people were hoping he would do in Detroit. And if he was, the main reason, I guess, to why the Pistons were bad, then I would say, culturally get him out of here. But he got drafted into a situation that wasn't all that great. And I see I'm talking in the future again. But I don't know, man. I honestly have thought about it. I know that if I put that out there first, hey, let's take another flyer on Andre Drummond for the right price, that people would just say, hey, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. But hey, he's a high flyer. He's somebody who's shown he can be something good off the bench for your team. And I don't know. I don't see what would be wrong with it necessarily. I think it'd be interesting. I'm all the way down for it, just so people know. I'll put that out there.
I think Andre would be a perfect fit. Especially with the role like he's accepted now at this point of his career. If he continues to accept that type of role, I think he would be a perfect fit. But I don't know. Someone just commented in the comments. I agree. I don't think he would want to come back here. He got booed every time he came back. And I never liked the fact that he got booed, by the way. But he got booed every time he came back, and he's probably. I know for a fact. I remember someone close to him told me the day he got traded that he was legit was like he didn't pack any bags, he didn't pack anything. Like he was not expecting to get traded. Like he was he was caught off guard that he got traded. So he probably still has he's probably still pissed at the organization. So I doubt he'd come back. But if you could get him, I honestly think he would fit almost everything the Pistons want. He's actually like a good dribble handoff guy. Like you said, Isaiah Stewart sucks at those. He's awful at them. He's terrible at them. But Andre's really good at those. If he accepts a lesser usage rate like that he had with the Pistons, if he accepts that type of role, I think he would be really good. Swallow up the boards, be able to be a lob threat, a nice passer for a big guy. I think it would be a nice fit if he came back, but I doubt it.
Maybe Thomas Bryant. I don't know.
And also, it depends what they do in the draft. You don't know what their free agent target will be until the draft happens. Because if they get Ivy, they're not going to go after another guard.
Right. Yeah. Right. We also realistically don't know how many first round picks we're going to have. We don't know how aggressive Troy Weaver is going to be this summer because Jeremy Grant is another name, another person that could potentially be moved as well. There's realistic potential that Jeremy could be signed on an extension. I know he kind of, joked saying hoping those conversations would go well this summer. It's hard to tell what we're going to do with Jeremy Grant. And, again, it always just comes back down to, well, does what happens on May 14th, does that ultimately decide like what's going to happen with that answer, with that difficult question? What are your guys' thoughts?
No, it's right on. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Whatever they do in the draft, I mean, we really don't know at this point. I mean, and you really don't have a top. I mean, it was Chet Holmgren for a while, but now it's Jabari Bird, and now you got people talking about Paulo Banchero. So Jaden Ivey, you brought him up. So at this point, you really don't know. It's just fun to talk about it. We all really pick centers, so that's kind of what we're looking at. So who knows what they're going to do with the draft? But it's really a position of need, shooting, and you need size. So however they address it, I'm good with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. What are your thoughts?
I think they should just get wherever the best player is at their spot in the draft. I don't care what the position is. The good thing about Cade is that he can play next to basically anyone. And I've said it before. I don't care if the dude's 5'8", if he's 7'8". I don't care if he's 360 pounds, 120 pounds. If he's the best player at that pick, you pick him, because the Pistons' biggest need is talent, not a position.
Yep.
It's like they just need talent. So just get the best player you think it is, and then go into free agency off of that. But Jeremy Grant also, his whole situation is going to be like a big factor as well, because they could, depending where the Pelicans pick ends up, if they get that trade from Portland, they could be working with 2 top 10 picks. So it depends where they end up. And like they could, like if the Pistons fell in the draft like to 6 or 5 or something, and they did do that trade for the Pelicans pick, they could trade both of those up and try and maybe move up into the top 4 if they wanted to. So like a lot of things are just hinging on the draft itself. Like we really don't know where they're going until the draft happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that coverage, you're not only going to want to stay locked on to what we're Pistons and what we're going to have going on here, but you're also going to be locked on at Locked On Pistons with Ku Kahil, and on Twitter at Ku Kahil as well. Ku, thank you so much for coming on, man. I know you got to get going, but
brother.
Yeah, but thank you so much for being on. We're definitely going to have you back on, man, and just appreciate you coming on in short notice, dude.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You guys all stay straight out there.
Are you too,
hey, definitely, man. Continue to bring the great coverage, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's appreciated.
Need more Twitter entertainment.
Yeah.
Hey,
off season ain't stopping. I'm still stuck going 5 days a week over there during the off season. So wish me luck.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's get it, man.
Pray for me real quick, but all right, y'all. Catch y'all later.
All right, bro. Catch you, Ku. Yep. King, I want to bring you in here, and I want to say, what's the one thing that's got you the most excited this summer? And what's the thing that's got you the most nervous this summer?
I don't think anything really has me nervous. I'll start with that first. Like I said, with our young guys, I think they're all going to work, man. They're just the way that they're built. They're going to work. They're going to put that work in to improve this summer. I don't think we can go wrong in the draft either. So, free agency is my biggest question mark, obviously. The draft has a lot to do with everything like we just got done talking about, but free agency, man, I don't want to overpay for the wrong guy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that's the biggest key. I also don't want to bring a guy here that's going to throw a wrench into what we trying to do either. I trust Troy Weaver enough for him not to do that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in the past I'd have been a little bit nervous, but not per se nervous, man. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to, digging and trying to get those reports about these guys, the work that they're putting in, following these players that we do have currently. And it should be fun.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anthony, what about you, man? Where are you at right now? What's got you excited? What's got you nervous? If you could have one question answered for you today, what would it be and why?
That's a tough one. is John Beeline still going to be on the staff after this year because of all that Juwan Howard bullshit that's going on right now? That's the one question I'm thinking about because I don't know what it is with Michigan coaches, but they keep leaving.
I don't think Juwan Howard's going anywhere, man. I think those Lakers reports are cat macaroni and cheese.
I don't know, man. Juwan Howard and LeBron, they have history together. I would not be surprised if that was just like out of left field. But in terms of Pistons, like I'm nervous about the draft. When someone told me they spun Tankathon 500 times and we got the sixth pick 111 times, I was like, holy shit. That scares the crap out of me. Because I don't want the sixth pick. We go from talking about Jabari and Chet and Paolo, then we're going to be talking about like freaking Keegan Murray or AJ Griffin.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, hey, Benedict Mathurin wouldn't be a consolation prize.
I'm not too high on him, honestly.
Whoa.
I'm not. There's something about him I just don't like. I don't know what it is yet.
He kind of took the answer out of my mouth too. It's if I could have a one question answer, it's a draft lottery. Can we just get this? Can we just get this wrapped up? Let me just get the spot. Because if we know the spot, if you're 1 or 2, you know if you're 1, you're taking whoever it is.
Hey man, as long as OKC's below us again, I'm all good. I'm
all good. Shout out to our guy Cone, by the way. Y'all are going to be under us, and that's just the way it's going to be. God dang it.
Pause.
Leave it paused.
Yeah, pause on
that. We are going to go reverse count. No, I'm kidding. No, but you're going to want to make sure through all that, man, you're going to want to be in tune because Woodward Sports, we're going to be having a lot of different stuff. You're also going to want to be sure you're going to be subscribed to Woodward Pistons on YouTube. I just posted the link in the comments down below because we are live on the Woodward Pistons YouTube channel as well. You're going to want to check out all the content there. My guy, Deuce, I want to go to you next. What's got you excited, bro?
Well, I'm with King. I'm not nervous about a thing. You guys can probably relate to this. There's so many times in off-season history where we would see a headliner, breaking news, and our heart would just drop because we had no idea what management was doing. Or we were like, what in the world did they just do now? You know? So I think for once we are actually excited about what the breaking news, whatever it is going to be because we know that Troy knows what he is doing. So I don't have anything particular that I'm really nervous about. I'm like Jeff though. I'm really just want to get this lottery over with because that's going to be the linchpin for everything else that happens after. So as long as we get a top 4, worst top 5 pick, maybe I'm good. And after that, I can sit back and I can just exhale and let Troy just do what Troy does.
Yeah, absolutely. Kool-Aid, I got to save my guy for last. My brother, you and I have been excited for quite a while, man. Where are you at as we're heading into the off season? What's got you excited? What's got you nervous? What are you anxious for, my friend?
What's got me excited is that it's Troy Weaver season. Straight up.
It's
always. It's always something. It's always something. Whether he got no second round pick, man, whether he got 1 first round pick, whether he has assets or no assets. I mean, look. We talked about it before. That year he got Sadiq and Isaiah Stewart from virtually. Let me not offend anybody. I remember last time I said this. People are like, no, he had assets. Okay, sure. He had an unrestricted free agent in Christian Wood. He had Luke Kennard, Bruce Brown, and some whatever stuff. And he wound up getting Killian Hayes, Sadiq Bey, and Isaiah Stewart. I'm not nervous. I'm excited. I'm ready to figure out where we're going to be picking. But I feel like if that pick falls, I feel like we get chaos Troy. Part of me, like I don't know, man. Part of me is like, I want us to get that 1, 2, 3 pick, but the other part of me is like, I want y'all to make Troy mad. I remember that smile last time when we dropped from 5th to 7th place. We didn't know Isaiah Stewart and Sadiq Bey was on the other end of that, bro. We were just all sitting here like, no. At the time, we wanted Killian. We thought, dang it, we lost out on Killian.
Quick note.
And he just went crazy. Said, "Screw me again in the draft."
Right.
In the
Quick note, man. I was watching the documentary last night, the Killian Hayes documentary on Overtime, and there was a part on there when Killian was talking, and he and his agent was telling him, the reports about the trade, they had nothing to do with you. So that was about Isaiah Stewart and them. That's what that was about.
Oh man,
Interesting.
That's
well, guys.
So
There's a lot. There's a lot of
ready.
things that are happening this summer. Here's one thing that I do know, because we're gonna be blasting this all freaking day, man.
Hayes, you're not going anywhere.
You are staying in Detroit, Killian. You are
Got this
not
being
going
recorded. You
anywhere,
got it on deck?
bro.
Word,
Oh, dude,
word,
I got
hey,
that on
bro.
deck. I got that on deck, bro. That wasn't even the right sound effect. I was supposed to have like the actual siren playing, but like that piss. Yeah. So yeah, no,
Yeah,
I have
word
that ready to
king,
go,
brother.
dude. I got that on lock.
Well, he confirmed
Cool,
it. He confirmed that today. May not
Yeah.
confirm the Ashton situation, but he definitely confirmed that he's not going back to France this summer.
Stand with John
Yeah, he's gonna be
Beeline.
working with
Shoot
John
2,000
Beeline.
threes a day.
Yeah. And then he
Yeah.
said he wants to, just hoop with other NBA guys. So, that's
Yeah,
what I want
that's
him to
good.
do.
Some Rico Hines type shit every summer.
Yeah.
You already know.
Hey, real quick,
how do we get
I
him on
saw
that
Ben
Andre
Simmons
Drummond
shoot.
run?
I saw Ben Simmons shooting threes in those runs. All right, so we got a lot of things
can we
going
not
on.
talk about that bull? I mean, God, like this guy, like how many freaking shots is this guy gonna make in a practice gym? I don't care.
Right.
Like, dude, like you gotta get in an NBA gym. Lordy, man, I could go all day about this. Oh my gosh, but guys, we for real though. Like landscape wise, like I know we're upset right now. I know Cade not winning the award. It's bull crap. Let's just call it the way it is. And we're gonna have a very similar stream when Cade ultimately doesn't win Rookie of the Year. But here's the thing: we got our guy, and now we're about to go get another one of our guys this summer.
Mhm.
And not only that, but we got our guys, we got our crew of Pistons content creators, of Pistons media. And even if the rest of the world isn't going to bring that respect and what they do, what Cade Cunningham and the Pistons deserve, well, damn it, that's going to be us. And we're going to be the ones that are going to be driving that car. We're going to be the ones that are going to be blowing that whistle. We're going to be the ones drinking that Kool-Aid. And we're going to be the ones that are going to be telling it to you each and every day, man. Because you're going to want to follow guys like Downtown Deuce, Jeff Iafrady, Everything King, Detroit Kool-Aid, Pistons Talk, Ku Kahil, everybody that's in the Pistons community, man. We're all here for the love of this team. Yeah. And here's the thing, man. We are in a new era of Pistons basketball led by Cade Cunningham. And we got our franchise guy, man.
Yeah.
And that's all that's clear.
Coverage, man. Like, seriously, this is a whole new era of Pistons coverage. Like, look, I got this jersey on for a reason, man. This is that Billups one. I don't want y'all to get confused. This is not Reggie Jackson, not Andre Drummond. This is Chauncey Billups. You see the Adidas on there. You see it right there. Why? Yeah. Because I'm telling you, when I saw that Rookie of the Month come out, man, I was disappointed, yo. And I realized I hadn't been that disappointed. Seriously, because we haven't had much to be disappointed about, but I haven't been that disappointed since the Pistons traded Chauncey Billups. Because Cunningham deserved it, man. At least give him another Rookie of the Month since you're about to screw him over on Rookie of the Year.
Facts.
Like, seriously, man. Like, if it comes out that he like barely got on Rookie of like the all team, first team all rookie, I'm telling you, I'm throwing my camera, bro. Sean, I'm gonna have to drive to Grand Rapids and we got live streaming with you.
We're gonna burn. We're gonna burn.
Like, no, this is gonna be like, he got like a lot of votes. Like these. Sean, take over my anger translator.
Yeah.
All right, listen up, you motherfuckers. You really think you serious? You serious over here? These league ballots, y'all that ass gonna come out here and tell me some bullshit that these guys are not Rookie of the Year? Come on, man. To hell with that bullshit. Cade Cunningham is that fucking guy. He is that king, damn it.
Yes.
I mean, for God's sake, he had to play along.
Here, man.
He had to play along Corey Joseph. That's
there it is.
What? He should get Rookie of the Year just for that.
58 minutes into the stream. There it is.
that bullshit, baby.
This man went almost the whole stream without we didn't bring up Corey Joseph. We had to slide him in. We
were doing so good. King's equilibrium was doing so well. And we bring Corey Joseph, and I just see that man's blood pressure. He's like, all right, oh god.
Right, though. Man. I mean, there's no lies there.
Sean a nut. LOL. You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. Believe me. There's there's some psychologists out there that are doing a case study on me somewhere. It's gonna be like The Last Dance, but for psychiatrists. Anyway, but guys, I'm telling you, man, even though it's the off season, even though the Pistons season is over, Pistons content's just beginning, man. And this is going to be the place you want to be. The 313 report from Half Court, Woodward Pistons, Woodward Sports, everything King, everything we're going to be doing over the next month or so. We are going to be covering everything draft, everything lottery, everything NBA playoffs, everything you want to talk about, we're going to be talking about. So you're going to want to be sure to be there. And May 14th, we're going to be having our NBA draft lottery stream. And let me tell you, man, we're going to be going hard. So with that, man, just be on the lookout. Follow my guy Kool-Aid. Follow Jeff Iafrady. Follow my guy Pistons Talk, Downtown Deuce, Everything King. Follow myself.
Sean
We're
Murphy,
just getting
follow him.
started, man.
Look who's in the comments.
Corey Joseph is here. He said we lit next season.
We lit next season. Yeah, Kojo. That's what's up, baby.
Hey, Tank General.
Thank
Come on.
General.
Right.
For
You
real,
listen
bro,
up
bro.
your privates.
We gotta get
You know
everybody.
we did. Take
We
General.
gotta get everybody to salute. Come on, Ant.
Come on, man. Take General.
Come on.
Take General.
What? Yeah, baby.
I would ship that was a real Corey Joseph.
Yeah.
Oh man,
He's like, man, fuck you guys.
I think King would be the real one doing the shitting because he'd be like, "Oh no, oh no." This
Hey,
guy
listen, I'm
has-
6'3" too. I ain't scared of Cody. Corey.
We got to clip that.
Oh,
gotta
definitely
clip
gotta
that.
clip that 100%.
got to. That's the highlight
Oh,
from the stream.
Well, guys, I want to thank y'all so much
Oh.
for tuning in, especially Corey Joseph. But in all seriousness, man, Pistons media, Pistons content, Pistons coverage. This is the place you want to be. We're Pistons. We want to be the hub of the Pistons community, and you can find everything here. We will catch you next time from Woodward Pistons. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and we'll catch y'all from Half Court as well. Be sure to subscribe, or you,
Corey.
Detroit stand.